Before we begin, it's that time to mention a few great friends of the podcast. Gooder sunglasses, everybody. Affordable, non-slip, polarized style for your face. You shouldn't have to skip coffee just to be able to afford proper eye protection. Gooder has it all for on and off the bike. Indoor training, don't let those fans dry your eyes out. Gooder has glasses for every occasion, all at or under $35. Now offering prescription, not for under $35. Get to PackFiller, use the link, and enter PackFiller15 for that discount code. Next off, Scratch Labs. Great tasting, easy digesting, high carb options for fueling your rides. They also have bars, chews, and even cookie mix. No, really, cookie. Absolute best in Scratch. Trust me, tell them PackFiller sent you. And finally, Untapped Maple. Vermont maple syrup is the base, and quick, great tasting energy is the reward. Truly a great way to fuel. Grab some packets or fill a flask. That has double meaning in my life. Fill a flask. God, I share too much. Untapped is brilliant. Use the PackFiller link, please. Thank you. Okay. A new theme is coming. I can't wait.
You've been saying that for a while.
Yeah. But you talked to him?
Yeah, I did. And he sent me those other two tracks that we're going to use tonight. And I played them for you guys, I think, last week, didn't I? Or just one of them?
Played one of them.
One of them. Yeah.
So what are you giving him in return? Foot massage or something like that?
Yeah.
What's it? All right.
Yeah. From distance.
Yeah, from distance.
It's a virtual foot massage. It's like cyber sex. Now I'm grabbing your toe. This little piggy went to market. Let's Play Bikes. The season is pretty much over unless you're a crosser. That just means bike racing season never stops, right, David?
Well, there's like no more cross races around here, so that's over too.
Well, there we go. Welcome to the Rim Break Bar. We are live on YouTube and PackFiller.com. This is the PackFiller Podcast. I'm your host, Pat Bulger. We start things off properly with a prologue. Sometimes quick, sometimes insightful, always silly. Although tonight's not really silly. And it actually has to do with bike racing. Tonight's prologue question for the panel: who was the most influential rider of 2023 and why? Everybody just pops immediately into their brains, right? Except for David, who's going
Peter Scone.
yeah, because he doesn't
Still
know
inspiring.
Yeah. First off, he's always got a pristine inner chain ring, Mr. Paul Main. How are you, man?
Yeah, that thing will never have to be changed.
No.
Yeah,
No shark teeth on that. Why?
No.
Because you don't use it.
Yeah. One bike.
Fortunately, you can buy like them just singles. You don't have to buy the set.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but every once in a while I
works out.
have to use it because like Mount Spokane or,
Yeah.
when
it
I'm
has-
totally blown
it
up
has,
and I have to go up to
20
something.
miles on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've rarely seen it.
I look down all the time. I'm like, is it gonna make him go into the little ring?
Yeah.
Nah.
And when he does, because it's so new, there's like paint chips that fall
Yeah.
from the chain ring itself. Paul, who's your most influential rider of 2023 and why?
That would be Tadej Pogacar.
Okay.
He is now the only third person to win Lombardia 3 in a row. I can't remember. I think there's only been a few that's done Flanders and Lombardia. He's won 2 monuments in a year. He was runner-up, obviously, in the Tour. I mean, anything he touches, I think his
has the most
his
wins.
kill rate ratio is unbelievable.
It was like 16 wins this year.
Yeah, 16 out of like 20-some races that he raced.
David, that's a good one to pick in case you're struggling.
And I just told you all the information.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah, exactly. Next off, he's always judging your saddle height, Mr. Sam Waples.
It's true.
Do you do that like on
All
rides?
the
You like
time.
looking on you?
It's just
dude.
driving down
People
the
will
road.
ask me, and I'll be like, "Yeah, I didn't want to say anything,
Drive
but
down
it's
the road.
horrible."
Yeah, I'll just be like, look at that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Like
Yeah.
a commuter is just like going, oh,
Nobody
you
asked.
dumbass.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't say anything though, right?
No, I do try not to say anything because I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Or just
But-
walk up to him, hand him a business card, and go, "Hi, I can help."
Yeah, but if it's bad enough, I will be like, "Hey, do your body a favor and lower your saddle a little bit." And I've had people like, "Oh, why do you say that?" And then like, "Oh, I do bicycle fittings for a profession." And
Yeah.
remember I was on one ride, and the guy looks over and he goes, "He knows what he's talking about." And the guy goes, "Okay." And he, sure enough, the guy lowered his saddle, then came in for a bike fit.
Oh,
like
shit.
yeah, it was
That's-
great.
yeah,
No, it was
you know-
good, but it was just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to be that guy.
You don't want to mansplain on the
Yeah.
side of the road
Yeah, yeah,
explaining. Yeah, you don't want to be that guy who's judging.
thinks
you
that they
like-
know everything,
Like
and
Jackson was in a couple races where, like you were riding and everybody's telling you how to ride the course and stuff like that. I remember when you were
Right.
younger, and I was like, "Going, you're in the Cat C's, and those guys think they know their shit. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like,
They're the worst.
yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
Stopping.
yeah. Stop it.
Slowing.
With
Please shout
with
that
the
out.
with the fucking thing on their taillight that goes beep beep whenever there's a car back. I'm looking at you, David.
He has one
Cat
too.
6.
Oh, you're talking about the other alarm.
Beep beep thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm a
you're
little
so annoying.
traumatized. All right,
You're so annoying.
Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Don't take that back.
No, I take
Don't-
it back.
no.
I take it back.
Thank you.
Sam, who's the most influential rider of 2023 and why?
Okay, I agree with everything that Paul says. I think that if you go off Palmares, like, yeah, you have to go with Tade. But for me personally, it's Garrett. Like,
Fuck you. That was the only other one I had. Yes.
all right, do you want
because
me to
of
pick? Do you want me to
longevity,
start?
and that's
Do you want me
not-
to? Do you
It's
want me to
okay.
pick off-
Your brothers,
do
you
want-
can share.
yeah, do you want me
Yeah.
to pick out another?
somebody
one?
else.
Okay.
Was your mother always fighting, pulling you guys apart because you
Always.
wouldn't share?
Yeah.
It's like my habit
This
is
is-
tweaking.
It's all the way back down to the cereal issue.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this goes deep.
Yeah, it's deep. It's psychological.
for
But
my-
no, I would say Garen Thomas. To be still relative at his age is huge. The fact that he is able to do everything with such grace, you know, like to lose the Giro the way that he did, and like he was just like nothing but like, God, great job, man. Like,
Sheer ignorance, brain fart moment on my part. He's riding another year.
he
Yes,
is.
he is.
He has. Yeah. And I think this is not guaranteed, but I think like Remco's talking with him.
Guaranteed.
Well, that is guaranteed.
Remco's staying, so you don't have to go.
Yeah,
any
Remco's
further.
staying.
Remco's staying.
Remco's staying.
Has it been
at Sit Out
guaranteed?
Quick Step.
Yeah,
He's
quit
staying.
step because that merger never happened.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is this news today?
Yeah.
No, not today, but
No,
it's
it's like-
news.
Wait,
It's news from
since
like
3
3
days
days ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, last time you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Next,
What,
he's
you been
always
hanging around with your brother, not following up
Yeah.
on cycling.
next. He's always competitive, even when he says he isn't. Mr. Jackson Bulger.
Hello.
Yup.
It's always stuff, and you haven't said a thing yet tonight.
I've been listening well.
All right.
He's a wallflower.
Yeah.
Are there perks?
I
was bad. really fucking bad. I'm sorry.
no, it's I think my answer is it was today Pogacar, but I am going to shift because that's not interesting radio to hear two of the same answers.
Hear that, David?
Well, no, I've got nothing else.
Also winning two monuments within the same year, Mathieu van der Poel, Milan-San
okay.
Remo, and Paris-Roubaix.
And Worlds.
And the Worlds, and he was, I think, one of the key lead-out riders for this year's green jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a pretty influential rider this year. I mean, did he finish with it like outside of the top 10 in any of the one-day classics this year? I feel like he probably did, but it was
crashed out.
Yeah, yeah.
it was probably far and few between. That guy was on it all year long, and he never stopped. And we're seeing
And
him
he
going
came straight from cross season where he had a killer cross
exactly.
season.
Who is
Yeah, yeah.
he is a two?
We won't talk about mountain biking.
Well,
No.
That's
well,
rough.
they took the ramp away.
Well, he crashed out
Yeah.
at the last corner of the
Yeah.
first lap.
yeah.
Hey, Jackson, thanks a lot. You took mine.
Yeah.
So I guess we got a couple. we got a couple repeats left, and you notice the theme of always. So always judging your saddle height, always pristine inner chain ring, always competitive. Now he's always going to have hairy legs, so just don't look down, Mr. David Wabels.
You
Yes.
nasty bee.
Yeah, but you know, they would still be looking in front of them. So
What's your cat? What category are you?
I
You
was
with two?
faster than you for
You're a two.
99% of the season. I don't know why you're looking at me.
You're a 2.
You
and
beat
have
me
hairy
in
legs.
one race. One race.
the only race we did.
No. All the SCR. Oh my god. Okay. It's too early. It's too early for this.
Well,
At least when you exhale like that, I get a nice effervescent fresh breath. For those who don't know, he walked into the studio tonight with toothpaste and a toothbrush. And I'm
not
going,
weird.
I put in a studio urinal, but apparently now I got to put in like a nice,
No, that's where he
Vanity.
brushes his teeth.
Vanity.
He uses
just
toilet
on
water.
the top. Well, there's the shop sink.
I
you know.
did almost use that.
Really?
Yeah.
That would have been
I
bad.
don't know if it's going to
Still
come out
water.
brown.
I know.
Hey, that water's fine. We live in
Enough.
Spokane, Washington, and the
I mean-
pipes are good.
Yeah, what kind of pipes you got here?
They're metal. David, who is your most influential rider? And you can repeat and just say what they said.
I was gonna say Thomas Geraint because
Because I barely know his name.
I barely know his name. Because okay, over the years, like I could count on one hand how many of my friends still ride bikes.
Yeah.
Everybody quits. Everybody like they become irrelevant or they fall out of it or they aren't fast anymore, so they just quit. And that guy's still doing it, and I don't ever want to quit. I freaking love racing. So that's why, like, to me, seeing him still doing it is what's more inspirational than, Tade just being a beast.
Yeah.
At 24,
Yeah. 24,
winning
God.
everything.
Can I have an honorable mention?
Yeah.
I think.
Peter's go.
Wait, you took mine, and now you're taking an honorable mention.
He's going to take your next one.
I think Demi Vollering also deserves an honorable mention.
Damn
as well.
right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There you go. There's one.
You want
But
that one?
he
He took
it.
it.
He just took it again.
There's another one.
Well, the entire SD Works team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the team
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
or Jumbo Visma, the male version of SD
Right.
Works?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me, I'm always going to be self-deprecating. My name's Pat Bulger, and I'm not going to answer because I'm just stupid. I'm taking my toys and going home. Thanks, everybody. See you next week. No, I was going to say Matthew, but yeah, Demi Vollering is a good choice, actually. Yeah, that was no, I'll get to that later. That's a writer I want to get to later because that's in the news.
Well, here's the question.
Yeah.
Who do you think on Jumbo Visma, who was the most successful rider on that team?
Primos. Yeah.
Jumbo Visma?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. He was number
Most
one.
wins.
He won every stage race he entered.
Yeah.
Well, he got second or third, excuse me.
Spain.
Yeah, but he would have won that if he wasn't told by the general
No,
public. By the general public to knock it off.
Can I be a
Agree to
dickhead?
disagree.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree? Are you not going to root for Bora Hansgrohe next year?
No.
You're not?
Nope. I am not a Primos fan anymore. I liked him even though
I did too.
he had his dorky TT helmet and he lost that TT to Tade. Like, you know what?
You hated him because he didn't perform in a time trial? Wow, you're a judgmental
No.
asshole.
I was judgmental at that point. I didn't hate him because then I was like, I'm going to look past this. I'm going to not be my judgy person. I'm going to look past this.
Okay.
And then he did that, and I was like, you're dead to me.
Well, he is 34 and he's towards the end of his career.
He is.
And that is why he
He'll
has
be
to
the
grab what
next
he can.
Valverde.
He has
has to
he
grab
has
He'll
what
be
he
the
can.
next Valverde. Which are we going to talk about that?
That's
Okay,
the writer I was
wanna-
going to
yeah,
mention.
okay.
God damn it. You guys are stealing
I
my
know.
thunder.
Well, you're bad at this.
No, that's his job to bang himself.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'll leave
let
that
me,
to you.
Let me be
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
to me. Yeah. Let me or my wife be mean to me. Well, God, I hope she's not listening. She probably is. Most of us got a group ride in this weekend. Hi, Jackson. But how's everybody's training going? I got 3 rides in this week. 3 rides and 2 strength days. I just want everybody to know that.
Good on you.
I've been disciplining myself to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not very good at it. On days that I have like a shorter workout, I'm sleeping in up till the minute of when I need to get up and get it done.
Isn't that so nice, though? Because you get home and you're like, I'm done.
Yes. It
There's
is
nothing in your
insanely
head
nice.
anymore. It's like you're home and you're done.
Yeah. Or if
Anything
I pour
you
a
do.
drink, I'm like, I earned this.
Yeah.
Or at least it's not making me fatter.
Yeah.
Noticed I emphasized "ter." 2 rides outdoors too. That was really nice because if you didn't ride outside in Spokane this last week, something went wrong. Something seriously went wrong. Jackson, how was your ride week, man? We didn't get to ride, but you had a damn good excuse for that outdoor ride.
Yeah, one of my wife's brothers is moving to another place, so we celebrated him this weekend.
Great
hence
dude.
my absence. Yep, great guy, but life's gotta do what it's gotta do sometimes. So I missed out on that. Just fitting in what I can at this time of year. I was just talking to your wife and my mother, and just saying that
Interesting
person.
words.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't know they were the same person.
I know it's crazy.
Actually, that has some really bad connotations. Of course, I know they're the same
Right.
person.
Yeah.
You look nothing
That's
like
good.
the mailman.
But we were saying it's just kind of the time of year where it's just same thing over and over and over. It's just kind of getting through until the next big event comes up. So just kind of doing that.
Really?
Yeah, just training inside, out when I can, but
Yeah.
trying not to stress myself out.
Anybody else? How
I'm
was your training week?
all in for. I'm back on the trainer camp already. Like, Yeah, no, I mean, and I was talking to Paul about it this weekend. I think that for the mental, like just like you're getting a good workout in, training wise, I think it is the best because you're doing structured intervals and all that. But
Don't go too far on this because this is our topic.
But like feeding the like burning off stress and all that,
Sure.
it's awesome because I spent my weekend, other than that, I would have loved to run on Sunday, but I spent all day Sunday digging. I spent all day Saturday morning digging because I'm doing this, digging project in my house.
Warden told you gotta dig.
Exactly. Yeah. Dig holes. And so, it's good to be able to hop on the trainer. It's a quick workout. So I'm back on that train.
The funny thing, Paul, is I said Warden has to say you have to do that, and I have a feeling I was thinking of Cool Hand Luke, and he was thinking of the movie Holes.
He was.
Yeah.
100%.
That just is so... I had to reference that to Paul because I'm going, fuck.
That was a good movie.
I bet my man could eat
Holes
50
was
eggs.
a good movie.
No, now that...
I was also thinking of Holes.
Were you?
Yeah, when you
Yeah,
said
this
that.
is the divide here. Like, you guys are old and we're young.
I was thinking about digging a hole.
you've seen Holes, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He did, yeah. He was a little young for that one,
Yeah.
though.
But I have eyes. Got
Yeah.
a TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it on.
What was his name? Shia LaBeouf, right? One of his first big things.
And his only good one.
Hey, the first.
You have not seen Peanut Butter
Transformers.
Falcon, obviously.
The Transformers movies was good. Peanut Butter Falcon was good.
If you don't cry during Peanut Butter Falcon,
I think that's nice to say the first Transformers.
And he's really... It was a good movie.
it wasn't bad.
And he was also really good in Fury, a World War II
Yes.
tank movie with
Yes.
Brad Pitt.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great job. Great
Yep.
job. Paul, how's your training going?
I rode with you guys, and then I did Sunday by
Sunday.
myself, just
You-
pretty casual, and then ended up with, since it's October,
Yeah.
climbing an elevation of 666.
You couldn't climb one more feet.
I go
You couldn't,
home,
like,
and then I get
run up and down
inside,
the
and
stairs.
I download my ride
Yeah.
while I'm undressing, and then it just popped up.
Oh.
And I'm like, huh, well, isn't that fitting?
Wow.
But I made a purchase today.
What?
I bought a direct drive.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. Wahoo
Which one?
Core.
Nice.
Yeah, the
Nice.
core. It packs up
Nice.
a little bit better. And,
Yeah.
because in our condo, it's like to set up, the snap. I got to change out the skewer. I need to change
Yep.
the tire. I've got to do
Oh,
all
shit,
that.
yeah.
There's so much. And I talked to my wife, and she goes, "All right."
It's quieter, too.
Oh,
It
way
is a
quiet.
lot quieter.
It's so much quieter. But I will say, if in 2023, it doesn't actually financially make sense to have a wheel-on trainer anymore. Like, you can get them for so cheap that you start thinking about getting a wheel, getting another tire, all the skewer, all that stuff. And honestly, like, you're not far off from having, like, you got one for $450.
$350.
$350.
It's $400 total.
That's crazy.
What
Yeah.
was it? What's the model?
The Elite Sutro.
Oh,
Oh,
Elite.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It packs up nicely too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
As long
Yeah.
as there's
They're
the
not
cheapest one
quite
online.
as quiet as Wahoo.
Yeah. Wow,
They're
it's
noisy.
quiet.
I'm just... Shit. Ever since I waxed my chain, I ride on the trainer. It's whisper quiet now.
Yeah.
That's probably saying something about my mechanical skills, but it's nice. It's good. David, how was your week?
I did 3 night rides last week before our weekend ride because I couldn't start a bike ride until like 6:15 at the earliest, and saw a moose one night. That was cool. Lots of good sunsets.
This mountain bike or road night
Road.
rides?
I've been
road night rides.
Yep, road with lights. It was so nice last week.
Yeah.
and
I
there was no
have
option otherwise. So
Never envisioned attempting that
Oh, really?
unless I
I'm
had to
desperate.
as a commute element.
Oh, it's so nice.
I was
like
so
going
desperate.
out. Yeah, I love going out Valley Chapel. Everybody make fun of me.
Am I the only one who sees this as kind of freaky?
Actually, cars give you a lot more room
Yeah.
because they can't see your silhouette; they only see the light.
Yeah,
And
so
so they
like, I
actually-
don't know what that is when I go way
He
around.
might have a sidecar.
Yeah,
You never know.
or a car. We're in the northwest
Yeah.
of Washington State,
I did.
so
hear a
it
bird,
could be a
though.
car with no headlight.
A bird hit me in the middle of the night once. I've had it.
Oh,
I've
with
had-
me?
Yeah. I've had it like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's not bad when the weather's good to like do it. It's
Wow.
so quiet, and if you're,
You feel like you're going so fast.
yeah, that too.
And then you get home, you're like, oh, 60 mile an hour average.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, not very fast.
Yeah,
I
not
don't
very-
know why I've never thought of that.
It's so much
not
fun.
gonna
And
You're not
when
going to
it's
do
warm,
it? Yeah.
when it's warm, it is so, yeah. I mean, lights these days, it's like a car light. You can see everything in front of you, and it's like dark. It is something serene about it. I love
Paul,
autumn
no.
night rides.
No,
Yeah,
there's
but
too many animals that run out in front of you.
There's that
You
too,
don't have
yeah.
a time.
That's dusk, though.
No, deer are nocturnal. There's there's quite a few
haven't
vermin
had
that are
any
nocturnal.
I do remember
Coyotes.
the Midnight Century, riding the Midnight Century, and that's a different beast altogether because it's you're on a gravel road, you got chatter bumps and stuff like that, and I remember pulling out of that ride at about mile 50, going, I'm not going to ride at night anymore. I don't know if I don't think I have the nighttime eyes for it anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's probably like I was thinking about that when I was riding because there's like a period as the sun's going down where I have it on the flashy mode.
You have to, I would imagine.
So cars can see you, and then like I can't really see very well.
Yeah,
and then you turn the light on, and I can see well enough. But I was thinking eventually I probably won't be able to do this. Like the night vision goes away.
Yeah.
Never want to do it again. But when we were training for the 24, once again, like what are the elements we need to do? Let's attack those. So one of them was riding in the middle of the night. So we started our ride
my
at midnight.
God.
But you made us start in like 35-degree weather.
you guys are overthinking
And it got
this
down to like 40 degrees on our ride. Anyway,
fair.
that doesn't matter.
Whatever happened to just like going, oh wow, it's hotter than normal, I think I'll keep riding? You guys are honestly like, I gotta ride in the middle of the night for a 24-hour. You gotta train and ride in the middle of the night.
He was
Yeah.
You are lunatics.
He was. It was
I
all
crushed
him.
this though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Besides
did you?
all of the 80% of the time that David was on the front. Every bit other, I was really good.
But I can't
I shaved
imagine
my
doing
legs
that.
for that.
Yeah, David did shave his legs. That was
Wow.
probably last
I shaved
time.
my legs for that. Was the last time.
2001.
That was right before residency, 2021.
Yeah, it was whenever we did the cross day trip.
Oh,
Anyway,
that trip.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like for that, we were training, and like we rode at night, and it was cool.
Yeah.
It was like
I thought you were
dead
talking about
quiet.
the 24-hour mountain bike race.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't train for that.
Which is also a very
Does
fun
anybody?
time to ride outside
I would
at
train
Yeah.
my liver for that,
Yeah,
but that's the only training.
because
I
you were
would do.
saying you crushed it, and I was like, going, I don't think he's ever
night.
ridden.
He's never done that.
he's
Yeah.
ever crushed
I've asked him for like 5 years to do that race with me.
I'll do it if Jackson does it.
If somebody sells me a brand new mountain bike for free, I'll do it.
Okay, so that's what we have to do. We
So-
need a brand new mountain bike, and then
I need a brand deal.
So
Fast.
you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah,
His mountain
It's
bike's
on
pretty
display.
old. His mountain bike's
Yeah,
seen some
dented
days.
rim, dented chain ring. But if anybody's out there for a slick commuter, I
It'd
got
be
one
a
for
good
you.
bike.
Rat
Yeah,
rod
we
it.
can sell it for $100, $200, kind of a thing like that.
Yeah, I'll take 500. You know,
500. Jesus.
yeah, I'll take 500.
if you're looking at 1,000,
I think I spent 800 for it, like 15 years ago.
so we're looking for a profit then.
Is it 26 inch or?
It's a 29.
29.
29.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a good bike. It's
Wait,
aluminum.
so are
It's
we
great.
doing a team 24-hour?
Anyway, let's keep this.
Okay.
Keep
moving
this
forward. This
fucking
is what happens
boat
when
on
I
the
drink.
waves. You had like
I know,
4
but I haven't
ounces.
been drinking.
The topic for tonight is thinking ahead and building on what's there. So, and we kind of been on it. We've been on this topic. So I guess I wanted to kind of grab the show by the proverbial balls and bring it back into control, which has another visual that I don't know if I really wanted to have in my mind right now. So what's your guys' plan for the cold months? What are your intentions? Sam, you already mentioned that you're just like, I'm on the trainer, man. I am focused. I am Eye of the Tiger. I am Top Gun every night until my head explodes.
I love that.
I can't believe you're still
Maverick.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Wasn't
it
that
is at least once a week.
Holy Jesus.
It's so
I
good.
mean, the scenes where he's like, they are pretty like,
All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, I've been sitting at 600 watts
yeah.
for 10 seconds.
Well, Tom
just kidding.
Cruise is just like,
Yeah.
Leaning. Did you get that on camera, Jack? Good.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, like I think the trainer, like I love it. I have a great setup as we've talked about before.
Yeah.
So I'm in.
Jackson, you're the kind of guy who, whenever I talk to you about this, either you're keeping your cards incredibly close to your chest, or you're really that nonchalant about it. It seems like all of us are like, I'm in training block 7, week 2, day 5, and I have to do this. And you're just like, I don't know. I'm just gonna hop on the trainer and ride. Are you really that unstructured?
No.
That's not an insult.
No. I'm not unstructured. I just I've always been that type of guy. You know, I always keep it kind of close to myself a little bit. Last year,
So you're lying to us when you're saying you're training. You're just kind of being lackluster. You're lying. You're actually training your ass off.
Have you hit through 1,300 watts yet?
have I hit 13 in my life
No, this season.
this season? Well, I did when we were on the road. Well,
On the
quite a bit.
trainer. I'm looking for it on the trainer.
Oh,
1,300.
I've done it on the trainer
All right.
before. Yeah.
He's training.
But no, I
don't think I've hit 1,300 one.
that's
I don't think I've hit 1,000.
anyways.
Continue. I was just derailing you.
No. It's not derailing. It's me. It's kind of leading me to what I was going to say, because I think last year I let it out a little too much, and that's not usually like me. So I think what I like to do is I kind of like to keep it to myself, like to act like there's not a lot going on, when in reality something could be going on.
So are you Stravaing it then, or are you not Stravaing?
I Strava it. If you if people are really worried about it and they want to look at my Strava files, you can go on and look.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's gonna be on trainer. It's gonna be on the road. So I just kind of do my own.
I find it so interesting.
Well, I've kind of come to the realization lately, like when people ask me how was your day, I go, oh, you know, it's good. It's a normal day. That's
You've
just
been
kind of
doing
how
that since you were a child, though. I'd pick you up from school, and I was like, "How's your school day? Good.
That's
What'd you
kinda
do?
how-
Nothing.
That's kind of how I am. I'm kind of a private guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't share a lot of things too often.
God,
you know?
can we have Maria on this podcast?
Can you weigh in on this?
Can we have Maria on this?
Oh yeah, we do need Maria.
Yeah,
on this.
she's-
'cause
I
she'd be
want
like,
to
he's
know-
full of
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
He is freaking out on a daily basis.
know.
He sees somebody else trains, and he immediately goes in like
No, that's
an
you.
EPO guy in the middle of the night who has to keep his heart going, because he hops on the trainer.
we
at
would
4
get
a.m.
like
and
the
he's just
most
like, "Oh, I
insane
gotta go
insight.
faster." That is me. That is
Yeah.
100% me.
She's
Yeah.
very similar on it too, though. You know, she'd be like, "Oh, you know, he's just doing his thing." We both.
You guys are annoying.
Well, it's
No, he just knows that I'll talk all the shit for him.
exactly.
Like
I got
Jackson's gonna rip your legs off.
I got a
this year.
mouthpiece for me.
How many
this is
how
true.
many,
That's
how many
true.
days per week are you guys thinking about dedicating to training?
3 committed.
3 committed.
3.
3?
And they will be no more than 45 minutes each.
Really?
I 100% high intensity, low volume all winter long, because I don't want to do it. I don't want to be on the trainer. And then I'll ski the other days. And it worked this year.
Yeah, you
I mean,
like skiing.
I feel like I was strong enough this year.
Yeah, I mean
at
you're
the
slower than
beginning.
me. But
Well, we only raced once. I beat you.
3 as well for
My
me.
legs were
3?
4 if something fun happens. But
I am already on training blocks that are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But some
too
of them are 20-minute strength.
it's too much of a commitment to me.
Some of them are 18-minute yoga sessions.
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel if you miss one?
Yeah, see, that's
I don't care, especially if it's
Good
one of
for
the
you.
shorter ones.
it doesn't keep you up at night.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Everything
you're
keeps me up
lying
at
if-
night.
Yeah.
The demons keep me up at
Yeah.
night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You suck.
I think my whole plan, like my whole theory through all of winter, is that you just need to maintain so that when spring comes around, you just want to be on your bike. Like that's my whole goal, is that when spring comes around, I want to be on my bike so much that I will go do like 100-mile ride by myself.
Right.
And if I train too hard in the winter, I'll be burned out by the time spring rolls around.
See, that's what I think is super important to remember, is that like the mental side of training, I feel like is really big during the wintertime, because that is the time where you can hate your bike and get burnout so quickly. Like if you're training 5 days a week on a trainer, at least me personally, I would get into the springtime, summertime and be like, I don't want this thing anymore. I don't want to train. I don't want to race. I don't want any of it. So it's that balance between keeping the fitness and keeping yourself sane. It's a tough balancing act.
I agree with what you're saying, but for me, it's something different where it's like I just enjoy the work of it. Like I just enjoy
just
the
like Top
hard
Gun.
effort, and
What?
I really love.
He just
Top
likes
Gun.
Yeah,
Top Gun.
well, and I feel like you're wired a little bit differently. You like to just
Yeah.
like put in the hard hours sometimes.
Yeah, and but like then I because for me, I don't want to train when spring comes. I just want to ride. Like I just like to. I think I'm at structure we had all
Yeah.
season long. We were just riding whenever we'd ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Paul is somebody else as similar as I am. Sorry. We are we have more to lose.
Absolutely. If we don't even maintain, we're going backwards.
This 3 days a week thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm only counting on the bike. Three times.
Okay.
I won't be. I just signed up and made a plan that's with systems, and so I planned out. Just kind of like basic fitness. There's core, yoga, no mental because they had that mental whatever thing
For sure.
I would blow that system up.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry, all servers are down.
Yeah.
I've never seen a computer cry.
Yeah.
Fucking crying.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
This guy is messed up.
So that's about it. I think intensity. I do not like being on the trainer for more than an hour. I think what David's kind of hit on the head. Mm-hmm. I think to be on the trainer and get a good warm up and then good intensity, that's about it. But I do want to just get the legs turning over, and I will commute as much as I can before the ice and snow.
Yep.
I'm the only one here who can. I've done 3-hour training, indoor training.
That's
it's insane.
That sucks.
But
that's where your mental
Maverick is
problem
an
is.
hour.
That's
part
one
of
of
it.
them.
Maverick is an hour 45.
That's two rides.
Right, for an hour 45.
I have done it where I have done like 30 minutes and then I get off and I do some like squats or sit-ups or something like that. And then I go fill a water bottle and then I come back and I hop on 30 minutes. And then I go do something, the squats, sit-ups. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And it breaking it down like that, I don't know why. I've been able to, I will this winter, again, do some 2+ hour rides on the trainer.
Don't you feel that helps you mentally, though? 'Cause
Yeah.
some people get charged by that. Like
I do.
You're talking about your training. You like that structure.
Yeah.
And so if it feeds you mentally, that's good. But if it breaks you down like Jackson and I get burnt out, then it's not a recipe for everybody. And you get burnt out.
Oh, yeah.
No, I walk away from those going, man, that was good. I got something done today. And, and it's a crappy day outside and everybody's just kind of hanging around. There's nothing to go on, heaven forbid football's on or something like that. And I'll just go and I'll just do it. I don't know why. It helps me. And because I'm a bigger guy and I've got to worry about power to weight ratios, and that will be, on something that I will always have to think about, because let's be honest, I mean, I can't get up a hill as fast as you guys. I might be pushing more watts, but it doesn't mean shit if I got 30 extra pounds on the bike. So I've got to...
You and I are about the same.
How much do you weigh?
195.
Well, guess what? I got 10 pounds on you.
That's
In
not
20
lot.
years.
It's not a lot.
And
That's
20
a
years.
lot.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
20? How old are you?
32.
20, 24.
20. Yeah. 22.
Who do you guys think's older, Samurai?
Well,
We know it.
We
know
we
it.
all know
Yeah.
it.
If we
Yeah.
judge
You
by the
look
gray
older, though.
hair in your head,
Yeah.
You look older. Because
so
of the
that's not a
past you've led.
compliment. You look haggard.
Yeah, it's the
the life
chronically
you've led.
haggard.
The life you've led. What are your guys? Let's pony up. I just mentioned my weakness. Actually, I have other weaknesses. I've made it common that I have to work on my shoulders and my core. What do you guys consider a weakness that you have to work upon this weekend? This winter.
And this weekend.
Yeah, and this weekend. Yeah, every day.
I know that I am not the best time trialist. More of a, to give myself a good compliment. I was going to say Wout van Aert, but he's pretty good at it.
He's pretty damn good.
More of a Julian Alaphilippe.
So
type.
you're saying you need to work on sustained efforts,
Right. And so,
Kind of FTP thing.
right, just sticking at that, I think it'd be really good for me. I'd love to work on my climbing ability, but I'm too big of a person to really stick with like the small punitive climbers. But
Locally, there's
Different.
nothing that,
Yeah,
like,
super different, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we go to Montana, for instance,
Yeah.
I'm not 145. I'm
Yeah.
not 145 pounds. Like, I can't do that. That's just something that I cannot
I mean, there were
physically
some guys
attain.
that were like probably in the 170 to 180 range that were in your pack, right?
Yeah, that's not I don't think that's
You
that's
could
a
do
fair,
it.
that
You could
that
do it.
particular course. But I understand what you're talking
You'll
about.
be
Like
a
Mount
climber next
Spokane
year.
that's where
It's
you
not,
get hit.
yeah, it's not suitable for me.
Yeah.
And so I think focusing on the punchy stuff that I excel at, of course, but sticking
So
with
that
my eye on.
sustain kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
What?
I know that was a long answer, but
That's all right.
We also
You haven't even got to me yet. Wait
Paul,
for you.
Yeah.
what
Answer.
are your weaknesses? What do you want to work
mine's
on?
recovery, and
Yeah.
that used to be my strong point. I was like would recover in seconds, but age has something to do with that.
So what are you doing
Like I see
about
on
it?
top of it. I will be doing a lot more intervals. And my good friend Dismount Dave has a new motorcycle. So
Yeah.
in the spring, he says, "Yeah, I'm up for it."
For those of you who don't know
You
Dave,
need to- okay,
go
but
back
like from
into
a-
the Pack Filler catalog and
He's a
find some of
gas.
the episodes he's been on, and they are rated R. But the dismount episodes are always fun. He was our stats guy for a long time.
Yeah.
Man. The guy knows more about
Still
bike
does.
racing. Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But from like a physiological side of things, you need to invest in like podium legs or like Normatec legs or like
Testosterone lotion.
Don't you mean-
testosterone dosing. You know,
Lotion.
like
Can you prescribe some like patches?
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden-
Yeah, lotion
all of a
is
sudden-
yeah,
Yeah,
lotion.
you pick
is
it up
the
at
best thing,
Walgreens.
yeah.
Next
this.
week, how Dave lost his medical license.
Yeah.
I will ask
And
though.
how Paul gets busted.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I will ask though. Do you mean recovery between rides or recovery between efforts in a race?
Efforts.
Yeah.
See, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Testosterone went out.
Yeah.
Actually, it might.
well, let's try it.
Good, let's do it.
For an example, in a crit, like if I put forth hard effort, it used to just take me like a few seconds. Within 30 seconds, I could go again.
Yeah, yeah,
And now it's like I need 3 minutes. I
yeah.
need 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's just interval work.
Yeah. But also
Yeah.
your age too.
Yeah.
There's a book called was it Cycling or Fit After 50? And one of the things they studied runners, and that's all the big study was, is that runners that continued running into their 50s quit doing interval work, and their VO2 max dropped because it's a lot easier. You have more endurance when you're older.
Boatloads of endurance.
Yeah, and so it's just more comfortable, and it's really hard. I mean, for those who did increase, or kept
The
their
pervy pills is
Yeah.
coming out. David hears it's really hard, and you're just gonna
won't he be a
giggle
great
at the end of
doctor?
yeah, yeah. Hey, doc, I got erectile
You
dysfunction.
said
As long as he doesn't have any pervy pills in the
yeah,
system,
yeah,
he's good.
yeah. Okay. Jesus.
But
Should we change your name on the podcast from here on out?
Yeah,
Just in case. Paul?
sustainability.
I'll mute him if
Yeah.
he continues to offend.
But it's just one of those things where they studied the guys who did intervals. Yeah, when you lose your VO2 capability when you get older, that's just a simple fact. But it's way less than those who don't do intervals.
Yeah.
And so,
God,
is that all right? Did you crack up on that last bit?
They just intervals don't feel good, and that's the.
I
hard
used to
part.
love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, that was like running
See,
lines.
I love them on the trainer. I don't want to do them outdoors. I don't like lining them up with areas in
That's
town.
true. It's
I
hard
don't
to
like-
line it up with your
Yeah.
Oh,
route.
see?
So it's just like that's why I'm so like motivated with winter. I'm like, oh, this is easy. Just get on, do this, turn off my brain, and then by
You know what, though?
springtime, I have some type of fitness I can play with.
This summer, I went out for a lot of solo rides because I was trying to catch up. And so on those solo rides, I would do stair step intervals, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I would take the next interval's distance or half the next interval's distance off in between, and regardless of the terrain, I would do that.
Way too much math.
So
when you're at that.
I'd look at my computer and I'd go, okay, 5 minutes from now is blah. I have to go balls out from here until that time. And then I'd recover, and then I'd look and I'd go, oh shit, it's a huge climb, but I have to go for 4 minutes. So I'd go for 4 minutes, regardless of the terrain. If it was downhill, if it was flat, if it was uphill, no matter what it was. I'd just make sure I rode out to a place like Valley Chapel or something like that, where I knew I had roads without stoplights, without that kind of stuff. And I did that several times this summer because it was a good way, because I don't know when a race is going to go faster. You never know. Somebody's going to attack on a
but if you
specific
do
area.
like,
so
I mean, power is power is power. Like if you
Yeah.
can do that on the trainer,
yeah. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, when it's 85 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And if you're on the trainer and you post it to Strava, everybody's going to bust your balls.
Well,
So,
backing
Totally.
off of that, you want to know what I think I'm going to do from now on?
what?
Is I think I'm going to include indoor training within my
Through the
active
year.
season as well. No. Because it sounds it's grown worthy, but I think it's also the opportunity to get some real actually structured workouts within
be
I
specific.
think that's a good
totally.
idea.
Yeah,
Totally.
I mean,
Did you hear Paul say that was a good idea?
Yeah,
I think if you-
Everybody gather
if
your
you-
children up because the apocalypse
It's
is
like
nigh.
training wise. I mean, he said the same thing to me this year. He's like, "Yeah, no, that's a great idea. Training wise,
I
it's
think
just for your soul."
if I want to gain positive results, which I do this year because last year was a really tough year for me,
Yeah.
I think that's something that I have to do.
yeah,
I mean, if you're
I
not going
wouldn't
to
look
get
at it, yeah.
so for me, I hate doing structural intervals because all you're doing is looking at your clock and you're like, okay, wait. But
Yeah.
when we race 4 days a week, that was your interval training. You did not.
Yeah.
And it was because sometimes it wasn't a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Sometimes it was a 4 minute, or maybe just a 30-second and then 1 minute break and then another 2 minutes 30. It's random, and that's where when you get that structure, I think in your mindset, at least mentally, I don't know, physically, it probably does you some good, but that's the thing. You got to just say screw it, and that's what I like about motor pacing is you take off, and the hardest part is getting back onto that wheel. You think you're safe, and you turn it off, and that's what happens in races.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, and then there's a little gap, and you're screwed. You have to fight all the time, and that's where intervals on trainers are terrible because you can just stop. You're not going to tip over or anything. It's over. It's over. But that's not what happens in races. You still have to push through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you because I mean I was at the tail end of that too. Like we had local stuff that was going on over in Bellingham, and then you'd go race every single weekend. So
Yeah.
it was like once
But that's gone.
March hit,
Yeah.
you
That ain't
were-
coming back.
No, it's
Yeah.
not coming back. But that's why it's like doing Thursday nights and stuff like that we did this season.
Yeah.
You know.
Be honest for the next couple of questions. What's your approach to strength training?
Pedal harder.
Gym?
Sorry, what
Do you
is
go to a
what is strength
gym? Do
training?
you do any kind of things like that? Or is it just bike?
Pedal harder.
Bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
pretty much the same.
Looking around the bar.
Can I just count locate into strength training?
No.
Kind of.
Yeah, then I don't do it.
My back hurts all the time.
Jackson?
Well, I have to pick up a child a day.
That's strength training. That's strength training. I give
You
it
don't
to you.
think it is, and then do it every day.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm the only one in this group who
That's
who
my
does
thing
strength
that I
training.
would like to do more this winter.
I'm going
You asked
to
the
do it-
question earlier.
I like Jackson's comment. I'm going to incorporate it now officially. I always have been pretty good about it, but I'm going to now make sure I do it year round. I'm never going to stop. Now, it used to be back in the 80s that you had to stop in the spring because you didn't want that muscle weight,
Bulk.
Yeah. But body weight, weight strength training, like the Derby stuff and a lot of the stuff that they do on system is really good stuff, and it's 20-30 minutes tops. I have to do it. Number one, because the fastest I've ever been in my life is when I was in the weight room. Fastest I've ever been. And second of all, I'm not
But
getting
also,
any
how
younger.
old were you
Yeah. When?
when you were in the weight room?
From my teens to my early 30s.
Those are also your fastest years.
Well, fuck off.
Just
saying.
I know, there's one.
That was perfectly placed, though.
it was.
We all have to admit that was
you
perfectly
used that
placed.
one well.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But those were, you got to compare the years with the crowd you're racing against too. A lot of guys back in my 20s were a lot faster than you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's very true. It is very true. You were also way faster than me back then.
Well, I don't know about that. Be honest, gentlemen. How's your core? How
What
is
is-
your
what
core
is that?
fitness? Yeah.
That's why my back
Pretty
hurts.
good, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
that why
Jackson,
my
you
back
consider your
hurts?
core
Yeah.
strength fit?
I'd say
Terrible,
pretty good.
Terrible.
absolutely rotten, and that's why I signed up for systems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do workouts where you get 2 water bottles full.
Yeah.
Mine's stability,
Yeah.
And from
That
my
balance
lateral
stuff
movement
is
terrible.
yeah.
I mean, you could high winds and I'm blown over. I
Yeah.
can't do it. I have to be right into it.
David,
Terrible.
how's your
Terrible.
core? Terrible. Sam, how's your core?
Most people have like some kind of 6-pack or something. I have 6 rolls.
Okay.
So
I love the honesty.
That does not necessarily correlate, but I also so in med school, first and second year of med school, we had this circuit course that this Russian guy put on. He was a cyclist actually. He did a bunch of the what's the race across America? Oh, RAM, race across America.
Oh, yeah.
What it's actually
What's
called.
the acronym for
What's
that?
What's the race?
what's Race Across America?
What's the number for 911?
Yeah, exactly. He did a bunch of those, and he was this retired guy older retired from cycling who just put on this strength core training class for everybody, and he would always tell me in his Russian accent, like, I'm not even going to try to impersonate it, that like if you want to be fast on a bike, you have to have a fast core. And I will say that even though I was a first and second year medical student, I went down to like OKC Pro Am when I was training and doing this core class with him, and this was the only time in my life I had any sort of core, and that was some of the strongest I've ever felt. So it is important. It's
When
just,
I was,
do you
when I
want to
was,
take the time?
When I was child, all we did was stand in line
Yes.
and do sit-ups.
You should, yes, exactly.
Facing
Stand and
pretty
do
much
sit-ups.
it.
Facing brick wall.
It's not core. It's not core. It's not cool.
You know what he used to always say that
You will do this,
you know
or
what
you
he-
will die.
You know what is genuinely true though that he always would say in that accent? If you have warm hands and warm feet, you can do anything.
If you have warm
Yeah.
hands and warm feet,
Warm
you can
hands
do
and warm
anything.
feet.
Yep.
Warm hands, warm feet.
I agree
Come
with
give
that.
me large kiss.
Yes.
Yes.
Then we have marriage.
Hey, fun fact. He introduced Danielle and I. So
Really?
Wow.
This man is
Danny,
very strong.
David, Danny, you guys get married now.
yeah.
Give large kiss. Go get marriage.
How is the? These are other strength training and winter stuff. How long of a plank can you hold?
What's a plank?
When was the last time anybody?
I'm talking
did
elbow,
plank?
elbow plank, elbow plank.
Why would you do that? Nobody does that, right?
I think 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Sam,
2.
What's a plank?
you
No,
work.
come on.
You're so full of shit. You work in a place that
From my
does it.
knees, I could probably do it for 2 minutes. Yeah.
From your knees.
That's
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 like
like
that's like the push-up
like sitting
thing.
down.
I have no clue.
Really?
I just tell people to do this stuff.
You just
think I do what I
Okay.
preach?
This is making me
I'm
feel
sitting
really
at the
good.
bar drinking beer.
This is making me feel really good. Paul, do you know how long of a plank you can do?
I used to do it for quite some time, but
Yeah.
now, probably if I was a minute, I'd be lucky.
Wow,
Yeah.
David.
Also, I'd way rather you guys be
I used
talking
to
about
do-
planks than
I used to
push-ups.
do 6
Yeah.
minutes when I was, and I would hope I could still do
can't
5.
Holy.
You still think you could do 5 today?
Well,
I
he
don't
only
know. I
weighs
mean-
like $1.25.
Did you just
Yeah, that's
did
true.
you just say you can't do a push-up?
No, I can't. It's not that I can't do
Don't do
push-ups.
push-ups.
It's I hate push-ups.
Oh,
They-
yeah,
my
push-ups.
shoulders, they
Don't do push-ups.
destroy me.
I
Don't
thought
do
you said
push-ups.
I can't do a push-up.
Nobody
No.
should do a push-up.
I can do push-ups.
Yeah,
I
if
can
you're
probably,
listening out
I'm
there,
not gonna
go
lie.
do a
I could
push-up.
probably do like 15.
They're so bad
15.
for you.
That'd be it.
Yeah.
I can't do shit. I am in the middle of a Dare Beat challenge, and I started at a minute 30, and that wasn't that bad, and now I'm up to 2:45, and I'm still okay doing planks. Now I'm shaking like a leaf on a tree by the end of it. Just when somebody comes in and sees me, they're like, "Fuck, are you okay?"
He's having a fit.
No, I'm doing a plank. It's who stretches?
I do a little bit because I do like some sun salutations in the morning.
Yeah, like when you wake
And
up.
I'm not talking to
All
put your
jokes.
I'm not talking to put your socks on.
You
in
know,
the
all
morning.
jokes aside, I do a lot of stretching.
Yeah,
because
you-
that has helped me a ton.
It does help.
Really,
Yeah, that
I
has
need
helped
to
me
incorporate a
ton.
big stretch regimen, and
Especially
that's that
with
yoga
cyclists,
thing.
like it's very common that we get lower cross syndrome is a standard thing. That's where you get tight here, strong here, whatever.
Okay,
So that is like stretching is huge for cyclists to open up hip flexors so that you can actually activate your glutes. I'm not going to go on this rant, but
no, that's good.
it's one of those things that like stretching is huge, and you won't even be able to access like like your glutes until you actually
wow.
are able to stretch your hip flexors.
It's a myth.
So you must.
a myth.
No, wait.
I have
Are you
no
saying
access
that
to my
then
ass?
Once you open up those, you'll be able to use your ass. Your hips must be wide open because your ass is huge.
Huge.
It is.
Come on.
See, that's in the last. That's in the last year.
You guys have open
That's
asses.
in the last year. Yeah, I know. You guys got a free
Open
draft.
asses?
Free
No,
draft.
Open hips.
Oh, hips. Well, he said glutes.
Completely
Yeah,
different.
one does well in prison. The other one does.
Yeah.
This episode's so out of control. I love it.
Talk to me about worst winter habits. What are the things you tend to fall into that does not benefit your preparation?
Yeah. Pour me another.
See, if you just stick to it like I do, and you just drink year round.
It doesn't bother you.
It doesn't affect you, yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, whiskey.
Yeah.
It's for me. It's because I right around this time when the leaves start changing is when I pull out. I start going to whiskey
Yeah.
because I drink light beer all summer long, and then the leaves change, and I change to whiskey.
Really?
The leaves change to darker colors, and so does my alcohol.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't really
Beautiful.
change anything.
Jackson,
I'm gonna be honest.
you don't really drink that much, so
No, I
but
don't
so
really
that
drink too
doesn't
much.
have to do. Do you have any winter habits that you fall? Comfort food or just sheer
DiGiorno.
screw the bike.
No more DiGiorno. I live with a person 3 more days a week now, so that rocks.
3 less DiGiornos.
Yeah,
there
which
you
is
go.
like
I've
way
never
better.
had one.
You've never had a DiGiorno.
I've never had a
Wow.
DiGiorno.
That's,
I've also-
that's
That's
disappointing.
actually kind of bad.
I've
Yeah,
also
you
never
should-
had one.
Whereas
What?
disappointing. You should just go to the store. It's frozen. Do it. 20
They're
minutes.
actually
It's
not
easy. It's
terrible,
easy.
especially like
My whole
like
point,
college.
though.
Like dice up some veggies and throw those on there.
That's stupid.
Sacrilege,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think I don't really change much. I mean, treat my body the same way all year round. It's just I'm inside more now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
David, you mentioned skiing. Are cross training activities, in your opinion, legit for gaining fitness, or are they just legit for maintaining fitness?
I do think there's benefit to doing different things because you're probably utilizing your core more, using other muscles in your legs besides just like the 4 muscles you use to ride a bike. So I don't know how to speak to that with any sort of like proof, but I think cross training is good for you. I think it's good for your mind. I think it's good for utilizing the other, like cycling. You just do this all the time in this one position, and
Dude,
you
get
never
wider
move.
bars. Jesus.
Well, this is why I'm so arrow. And then
You look like Larry King there for a second there.
Yeah.
Nobody else understands
Yeah.
that reference.
I do.
So-
Tell me why.
think everybody does.
Why you care? Yeah.
Garlic.
Garlic.
Exactly.
But like cross country skiing, that has got to be beneficial.
Yeah.
That is such a good workout.
Yeah. You
But
should
it's in the
learn how to
cold,
cross country
and
ski.
it takes
though.
Oh, I
3.5
know.
hours to get there and back.
We're doing cross country skiing this year. I'm dragging you up.
When I snowboard, it is
It's
not.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
For those who didn't see Jackson on camera, he went, yeah, and then he shook his head no. And he rolled his eyes a
I
little bit.
remember, like,
a true
it was like
20
August or something.
some-year-old.
You were talking about what you're going to be doing this year, and it was
Yeah, that was
in August.
that was
You were
happy
drunk?
me.
Yeah.
That was happy me. This is
The season's coming in.
This
and
is
this is not
seasonal
happy
me.
me anymore.
is anybody gonna try something new this year? Paul, you've got a new trainer. Holy shit,
there you
direct
go.
drive trainer.
Mhm.
Wow, I don't even know you anymore.
I know.
man. So, anything else? I mean, you have a 3-month subscription.
No, I used to. Yeah, I do. Yeah, thanks, because our
Just
GT's
whipped,
going
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know how often I'll use that. It's like one of the novelty wore off seriously within about 4 months of me being on it for the first. I think the first year
Yeah.
was like in 2018 for me, and then the second year I'm like, hey, I get to do. Oh, this is not that fun.
Yeah.
And then it got so crowded, it's just like your avatar's like squeezing between people all the time, and
Yeah.
and then they got butterflies and who knows, and there's fish swimming above your head.
Yeah, bears falling
It's just
out of
dumb.
trees.
I'm like,
yeah.
I might as well just be staring at a brick wall.
Mm-hmm. Or
I think
never.
something that we have never done that I have always talked about. I mean, and it stems from me I used to teach spin classes where we would go on Tuesdays, Thursdays. You went to one,
Yeah, well,
and
my
then
rollers.
Saturday. Yeah, exactly. And it was like we'd all show up, guide everybody through a workout, yada yada. And I thought, like, how cool would it be if we just, put up a workout on screen and then we were watching something or whatever, but we did it as a group.
So you're saying like a Zwift-based group workout?
Together, actually in a room, though. Not just like, like if we fired up David's huge propane heater in his garage and all
Good.
brought our trainers over.
You got carbon monoxide detectors with that propane heater.
Is that like
I have a
code
heated
thing or
garage.
something?
No, they just
David like sitting over there like,
just take a little power nap.
Everybody else getting sleepy?
Just take a little power nap and you're good.
I have a heated garage.
He does.
Yeah.
There you go.
Electric
Do
heat?
that.
I have a
Oh,
carport.
that's good.
Should I get carbon monoxide detectors? Is that a thing? I should
God,
get-
honestly,
in your
I'm
house.
now.
In your house.
well, it's in the garage. The
Yeah.
propane
I-
heater.
Is it a Resner? Like up
It's
in
one
the
of those
wall?
big
up in the
ones
corner,
that's
yeah.
like,
Okay.
heats the place up in like
Not
2
when you
minutes.
stick a tank to.
No, it's
No.
a
No, no,
Resner.
no.
It's
It's a-
legit. Yeah, that's legit.
So it's actually natural gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. It is natural
Yeah,
gas.
that's
not
a little
propane.
different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, like how on board would you guys be for that? Like, bring your trainer over. and it was a Saturday,
He
like,
hasn't
we
woken up
do a
for
trainer
3
ride.
days.
Wow, what a headache.
Oh my god! I had one pill. I swear to God.
I think to answer Sam's question though, I think it would be something that would be kind of fun and kind of help create that kind of camaraderie feeling.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
like we're all
Like
in
a
this
team ride.
stupid
Yeah.
thing together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be good.
We used to do that all the time as a team. We
Yeah.
have like trainer and
Roller
somebody would blow
parties,
a whistle.
we call them. Yeah.
Your coach would blow a whistle, and you just had to go as hard as you can until you heard the whistle.
Oh, should we
Right.
just line the trainers up to like a pace line?
Yeah,
Down
No.
in front.
and then blow the whistle, and then you had to take the lead. You pick
That's-
up your trainer, and
yeah.
your bike move.
I was just- that's less like Paceline and more like Human Centipede.
Yes,
We can just watch
It's just
Maverick.
like everybody farts, and it's just like,
We should have a Maverick viewing party. I got a big TV in there now.
Let's go.
I had a projector.
There we
Let's
go.
do the
Even better.
projector. We'll project Trainer Road onto.
By the way, the listeners give no shit about
Yeah,
us.
but-
I do
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
question though that other people might be interested in if the leader doesn't mind a follower asking.
That sounded condescending,
think he
Jackson.
has-
I would,
you
didn't
think
come
he
out that
has
way.
I
It
took
didn't
that
come out that way.
offensive.
He
Well,
has power.
that's on you. What does everybody like to watch? Do you watch movies? Do you watch the video that's on? Is there a specific
Great question.
piece of entertainment that you like to watch? For instance, last night I watched the Packers and the Raiders game.
Who won?
Well, it was a really shitty game. I didn't care who won because it was 3-0 at half.
Oh,
The Packers win. That's all I care about.
I don't think they. I don't know if they did.
yeah.
I
don't think
no
they did.
clue
Follow
why.
football anymore.
Both are
yeah,
boring
I follow,
teams.
I follow pro football. I do.
Yeah.
And I hope the Packers win, but I don't know.
I don't know. But
Sorry, go ahead.
no. I was
Sam, do you really watch Maverick
Yes.
every effing time?
A lot of times.
Oh my God, you are.
We're not
Weird.
watching that.
like realistically.
We are.
It's a good movie.
We
It's
are.
not. It's not
Yeah,
a
we
bad
are gonna
movie.
watch it.
But after like
and
the
you're gonna be so ramped when we're watching it. You're gonna be like, every
oh my
time.
God, Paul fell off his bike. He was following Mav through the canyon.
His Strava's gonna be like new power record.
Yeah. Jesus. I actually usually follow the video or in Zwift. I do that, but I have Audible. I listen to books. I devour books over the winter. I suck them down, and in fact,
on
the
bike.
trainer, yeah. And in fact, the year we were going to Belgium when COVID came out, I was studying my French. I was trying to get back up on my French.
bien.
Yeah, we. And I was trying to get caught up on my French because I was like, "Oh, Paul knows German. Dave knows
He knows
facts."
English.
Yeah. And I was like, somebody's got to. Maybe I could have a little French to be able to kind of get us around.
I
So
now know why you guys hate riding the trainer.
I don't.
Because we don't watch Maverick
Because
while
we
doing
don't
it.
have a
Don't
hard on
watch.
for Tom fucking Cruise.
Sam, you don't like riding the trainer.
Have you seen the
Nobody
tooth?
does.
Have you seen the tooth thing with Tom Cruise? Do you know the tooth thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'll watch
The
that.
what?
So his
No, hold on. You guys talk about what you watch, and I'm bringing.
I'll
up
tell you-
Tom
I'll tell you what.
Cruise tooth.
This
I watched.
podcast tonight is so derailed.
I
I,
know it.
love it.
I don't
We're in the weeds.
care.
Yeah, we're in the weeds.
I watch old races from even current, like
Yeah.
last year, whatever I can get on YouTube. That's what I do.
That's what I like about the Sufferfest too, is that they include old race footage, so
Yeah.
you feel like you're in the race a little bit.
Yeah.
I do like that aspect. Yeah.
And there's several ones that I'll revisit, kind of not as much as like Maverick for this little piece of shit over
Right.
here, but
Yeah.
You watch Breaking
other than
Away.
his butt.
You watch
His
Breaking Away.
calves
on
are like
repeat,
only
huh?
this big, and then his ass. I don't know. I don't know how you can. He calls them legs.
David,
But I
do
don't
you
know if he can stand on them really.
David, do you still
Anyway.
stare at a wall?
I watch.
Sam, look behind you. His his teeth aren't in the center of his face.
That's what makes him a lizard.
You know way more about Tom Cruise than me.
I think
I've
that's
never
just. I think
noticed
that's
that.
just like a optical illusion.
No, it's true.
I don't know how that works. Honestly.
I
Oh my god! Somebody pull up like a screen thing that goes over
and
this.
you know how many times you've seen
I
his
don't
tongue?
even care about him. It's Halle Berry that I'm more interested in. Can you put it back? I'd rather stare at her than.
Yeah. Look at
She's
anyway,
a very
people don't
pretty-
understand
God,
what the
I
hell
think
we're doing
you're right,
because this is
though.
audio
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now mind you, he's Maverick. He's also a Scientologist. But, anyway.
Well, David, what do you watch?
He watches Maverick.
Back on the rails.
I've seen Maverick not as many times as Sam. Probably I watch it once or twice per winter. But
Same.
anything like Marvel, anything Star Wars, anything that's like an action movie for me
Where you
is
don't have
like,
to think.
yeah, I'm just watching people like get, I don't know, beat up or something. It really makes me pedal fast. So
Interesting.
There's something about violence.
There's something about violence,
gets me
yeah.
where I need to be.
The guy with the beep beep
Jesus.
alarm behind his bike. He's got. I'm the one with emotional problems. I don't think so.
I use it because I use headphones, okay? And then
Yeah.
I know they're
Yeah.
coming.
One another.
Yeah.
I use headphones all the time on the trainer, but I'm using my AfterShokz ones now just because I don't know why. I like to kind of hear what's going on in the house or something like that. I have a full TV, big screen TV in my workout space. And by the way, stop saying pain cave. I want the world to stop saying pain cave.
Oh, wow.
All right,
It's a
all the
negative
time.
connotation and it's stupid.
Look at all that.
It's a positive energy.
No, I'm just tired of people calling, oh, check out my pain cave. It's like, yeah, it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. Just stop wattage cottage. No, I'm cool with that because Phil Gaiman did it. That he actually
There was
called-
actually someone
he did
before that
Really?
that did it. Yeah. there's a
Are you
girl
thinking
that does
about
that.
Love Shack?
Nope.
Maybe.
There's a girl that has her,
Tin
her
Roof Rusty.
Instagram page
Yeah.
is Wattage Cottage, and he took
Really?
it from her. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Jackson, did we all answer your question?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
In a very
I have a
roundabout
billion
way.
more, but I want to hear what you have.
No, I think I'm good.
No, I don't think I want to hear anymore.
Why is the sky blue?
Yeah, if you had to predict in one last question of all honesty, if you had to predict faster, slower, or same, what do you think you will achieve this winter?
Wait. What? Like, what?
I mean, after the winter,
Yes.
are you going to come out faster, slower?
What is
or
this
the same?
winter going to produce? Faster, slower, or the same?
Like, well, next season, you're saying, will we be faster?
Yeah, David.
Because I'm like, no, I'm not going to be faster in the spring than I am right now. Like,
No.
But-
I mean, like, as opposed to
last.
this year.
Okay, this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go first since
Oh, yeah,
you're
I'm gonna be
struggling
faster.
with this. Faster? Wow.
Yeah. This
Oh,
year,
God,
I'm gonna
please,
be faster.
Paul,
Yeah.
God, please faster?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be faster.
Wow, everybody's optimist. Jackson?
I think much faster, and I'm not gonna hit the ground this
Ah,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that slows you down.
Well, it really did
Yeah.
this year.
I was doing really well last year training until February, obviously.
One faithful night.
Yeah, no, it wasn't one faithful night. AFib didn't just be like going, oh, I shouldn't have had that heroin. And then all of a sudden I was in AFib because heroin is good.
Yes, heroin would never put you on a.
First one's always free, damn it. But that screwed things up. So I would like to be same as far as my preparation until February, but I'd like to be faster come
So like just keep
March,
the
April,
trend
May.
going. With
Yeah, because I was doing really. I thought I was making good progress, and then God said no.
I mean, I had like when we had our cross state trip, that was a fast year, and then the year after that, I barely rode, so I was experienced how hard it was to come back from that. It took me a whole season to come back from that.
Yeah.
So it's like now I just want to keep the bus rolling to next season.
All right, I gotta fly through the news, but should I play one of the? You
Yeah,
guys need to
play
tell
a
me-
new one.
You guys need to tell me if this is appropriate. It's going to be more mellow than the big news
That's
thing.
okay.
But this is just one of the many bumpers that's what we call in the radio business bumpers. So,
I like it.
news this week brought to us by our friends at Cycle Systems Online. All the mechanical skills to suit your needs? No, really. Learn the basics. Learn to wrench with the best in all your own schedule and in comfort of your own home and shop space. Use the link at Packfiller to get started. It's worth every penny.
That was very good.
Was that
I
too
like
mellow?
It. No,
I like it.
It
I'm
brought my
calm.
tone down. I'm not yelling as much. Maybe I need that. I do have it on a loop. So maybe I just need to play this on the loop
The
all
whole
night
time.
into my head so I wake up being much more calm.
This is my type
That
of
works.
music.
Yeah, I'm down with
Do you
that.
notice the gears in the back? Listen.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude went to, I'm going to be posting his link. He actually went in.
And then the bell?
He's going into bike shops and recording these sounds and then putting it to the music.
Good man.
Wow.
That's cool.
Who is this guy?
I'm going to reveal here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to reveal here. Okay, so the second annual Gravel Worlds happened this past weekend, and mixed reviews, to say the least. First off, the positives. The course was actually justified to the use of gravel bikes this year, which is a big thing, and the attrition rate was high. The women's race was won by the one and only Kasia Niwi-Adoma. I keep thinking I screw up her name. Did I? Yeah, okay.
Probably.
Her and
McKelvin.
Two.
That's
Yeah, it's
two.
two, yeah.
Took a commanding solo victory in the women's division, as some may have noticed, but with no live coverage. Men's division, Mate Mahoric also finishing solo with, and I have to mention this, USA's Keegan Swenson just missing out on the top four. By this, and I am not, this is not a typo, Alejandro freaking Valverde took fourth in the World Gravel Championship.
I was wondering how he did it, but it's because he did some gravel events and then probably just like, it's just like Keegan won
He
the,
just never
US.
stopped.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like,
He's-
totally. But like, how do you qualify for that? Because it seems like it'd be a UCI thing, like you'd have to have a certain amount of
Yeah.
points, but
I'm sure he's
he
doing
probably just did well
like
nationally.
what Lawrence Tendam is doing
Yeah.
and all those guys who are just into the gravel scene.
Huh.
Valverde has ridden over 20,000 kilometers this year. That's 6,000 kilometers less than Wout
Shit.
on Strava.
That's crazy.
And while he's still working for
If you
Movie
watch
Star.
that sprint,
Yeah.
did you guys watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keegan had him. I think
He had the
more
jump.
time. But that's that craftiness of Valverde. He knew where that final corner bends to the left. He took the inside line.
Yeah.
And then Keegan had to go around. There's no
Yeah.
way he was going to come
Yeah.
around him. So, I mean, that's the beauty of
It was.
being salting.
I thought that was I wanted Keegan to do well, but also like, gosh, hats off to Valverde.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you follow the man himself on Instagram, Keegan Swenson, he gives a post race recap, and he tells you about how he was in the lead group. So he was
Yeah.
with Mate Mahoric, all those guys.
He crashed though.
He
once.
crashed,
Yeah.
yeah. And if he hadn't crashed, what could have been? You know what I mean? I think that there would have been some really, really good possibilities for him. And to be honest, what's going to stop World Tour teams from flocking to his door at this point? I mean,
Him?
And whether,
I
yeah.
don't think he
I
wants
don't think he wants.
it.
I don't think so.
He
either.
raced UCI World Road as a junior, right?
Last year, he rode the World
He rode the
Championships
Worlds
last
last year.
year on the
on the
road.
road. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, but
What?
okay,
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
like a
catch-
high level pro.
Here's the thing about
High
the crash. If you take out the crash on Wout, he beat everybody on
Wout-
Strava.
Yeah. Wow.
Wout had the fastest time running
yeah.
time.
It's
And he
So-
finished eighth.
Yeah, and he finished eighth.
Yeah.
He was down past 50 people
Yeah.
yeah.
and then ended up passing all those people.
Talk
to get
about
eighth.
Wout being Wout on a World Championship day. He can't win one of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
David, you were going to say something?
Well, I didn't catch the race, but I was just looking at the results. I didn't realize that there was this crash because I was saying last week there's no way Swenson's going to beat Wout.
Oh,
But he did.
You know what? I don't know. It would have been a really interesting if both of them had a clean race to see that.
If both of them were in a sprint, I would put Wout against Keegan
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
day. Like I'm a Keegan super fan. Go USA.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But it's Wout.
it's Wout.
To
Yeah.
be fair on the crashing front, I mean, even Mohoric crashed.
Yeah.
So it's
That butt check there, right? Going into
just
that.
into that hay bale.
Yeah, I was like,
God,
yeah.
is this just like roadies acting like roadies on kind of mountain bike handling stuff?
We got to
I
take
mean,
some
but-
risks.
Yeah. Because Keegan is a really good bike.
We're saying
handler.
Matty Mohoric doesn't have bike handling skills? Did you watch
Yeah,
Milan San
he
Remo
can.
last year?
He can handle a bike.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Dude can haul ass.
He was
Yeah.
taking people
and the
make comments.
downhills in this year's gravel worlds, he was taking chances. His rear wheel was off the ground, I think, more than it was
two-wheel
on the
drifts
ground.
Yeah.
that time.
He was dancing down those descents.
Yeah, I text Stu because he did the Worlds.
Yeah.
And as a local guy, he made it one lap, but within I think the first 10K or 5K, he got a bad tear on his and it broke his bead on his
Oh,
tire, so
shit.
he couldn't get it fixed, and so he had to use a tube, and then he ended up just finishing. And I asked him what he thought about the course, and he goes, different things. People have different opinions, but he goes, that was a harder course than U.S. Nationals that he did. He's like, that
Really?
thing was tough. 25% on loose rock. He goes, that was the first time I ever had to get off the bike and push it.
Wow.
That's
So-
good to hear.
Yeah,
That
it
this-
was truly a course, 2 river crossings, that type of thing.
One of
And-
my questions was going to be about maintaining the, and I quote, spirit of gravel, end quote. Because the U.S. and Europe seem to have a different mentality about what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping it was. And this year looked like they kind of woke up and and at least made an attempt to get closer to what it was.
Right.
And I'll touch on something else I thought was I'll save it for the negative because I know what the negative's going to be.
Negative's fucking TV coverage.
Yeah.
There was the third.
So that comes with the organization. So they
Yeah.
they switched because Filippo Pozzato, who's done it in the last couple of years. You guys know who that is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Yeah, these kids.
How would we know that?
How would we know that?
Yeah,
he's a
because
pro for
he was
long
a
time and
professional
he's a
rider,
stud.
Back in the 40s with
Mm.
you?
Oh,
No.
God, dying
Like
a
in the
hole.
2000s.
Great Depression.
in the 2000s. So anyway, the UCI chose to pick somebody else to do the course.
Yeah.
And Stu made a comment. He goes, it was kind of interesting because it was probably at that level one of the worst organized races he'd ever been to.
Really?
Yeah. It was thrown together since August 4th when it was announced it was being changed. And so I don't think the UCI knew, like, the organizers and everything that was involved didn't get everything in line for TV coverage. And even for the men's,
The men's the race was decided.
yeah, we were
before
just
the men's
watching the
live
last 3
coverage started.
guys. Yeah.
And the women's was, oh my God, what an insult. What a horrible insult to Cassie.
I tried to find it. I found more coverage on Instagram than I did on
Yeah.
anywhere else.
You can just catch the finish on the women's, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Oh.
They placed it at the beginning of the coverage of the men's, and it was like 7 to 10 minutes of coverage, and it was the next day because the race had happened on the Saturday, and it was a slap. And I do understand, and they mentioned that the UCI has come out and said, and they had said before the men's race, we screwed up. Every year's world championships will have equal coverage, and they have realized that they screwed the pooch. So I just hope they stick to that because God, that was ugly. That was bad.
On the positives, though, of it
Yeah,
all,
there we go.
I saw something today that Cassiano Iweidoma had waited 3 years for a victory in a race. 3
Wow.
entire years. Talk about mentality. Like, to stay at the front. She's one of, I would probably say, the top 10 female riders in the entire world.
She is so strong.
And she has not crossed the finish line first within the last 3 years, except for this World Championships. I will say,
Wow.
like, hats off to her. That's
Yeah.
that's hard
Yeah.
to stay in it and
Yeah.
not get the results.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Il Lombardia also happened this weekend. Tadej Pogacar showing that he is pretty much capable of winning anything on two wheels. I'm assuming everybody but David caught it.
Cut the highlights. You
did you?
You know what?
You did not.
Sagan wasn't there.
No, he wasn't.
Oh my
You're
God.
right.
I thought he was going to show up. He didn't show
So
up.
you didn't finish the highlights because he wasn't there.
I didn't even finish the highlights.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He saw him rolling across the finish
I
line.
watched the GCN 5-minute highlights. Okay.
It was, I don't know if it was a ride away from everybody. It was almost like the moment Tadej left, it was like a collective brain fart. It was so weird how his break was established.
He noodled off.
Yeah.
And I think everybody is watching Roglic. I mean, that's what I would have done if I was in that group. Like, I would be with him.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like, this is not my, no way. I'm not going to be able to mark that guy. And if you're just going to help Roglic up to the,
Yeah.
you know, the Pogacar.
Pogacar. Yeah.
And
So
so
they were all waiting for
yeah, so it just
Primoz
noodled off.
to-
And then Primos even said afterwards, he didn't have the legs.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you make
Well-
those choices. That's what, you know, sometimes it
and
works.
Yates was
Yeah,
also there.
had
So
him
it's like
marked.
there was a
Yeah.
teammate,
Yeah.
kind of mixing things up. It was
And Tadej sitting
Yeah.
there beating the cramps out of his legs.
That was an insane moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. To see, it's like, chink in the armor. Hope he holds on. Hope he holds on. But yeah.
The chink is more like a thing that can just be buffed out pretty quickly at this point.
Yeah.
It's like
go to sleep, go to sleep, go to
Slam your
sleep.
face.
yeah, seriously. Because
It's
I
not
mean,
normal
No.
to be able to do that.
yeah, I mean he's
Work out
not
a cramp.
normal.
Yeah, it's,
It's-
normal.
You don't punch yourself when you're in a bad way?
Well, to work out cramps, no.
Paul reminds me of Cat 4 Kettner.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Start of a time trial, guy slams his legs. Work, you sons of bitches!
The guy could run everybody into the ground training, but on a race he couldn't win.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Jay.
Oh,
we
no.
interrupt you.
Yeah.
We interrupt you way too much.
It's okay. I just go home and cry about it.
But your wife won't tell anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that he's a guy that can really do anything. I think that he's in the past year excelled at the one days. I mean, it's hard to really beat him unless you take Van der Poel to the line, who's the only one that's better this year. The guy, he's crazy. I think that the break was very strange. How he just kind of like he descended a little bit faster than everybody else did. He might have known the roads a little bit better. I think that he was willing to take some of the risks that other people weren't. But he's one of those guys you can't let even half a wheel length go, or else he's gonna win the race, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. I mean, I was hoping for a kind of a past 2 years thing. He took Quick Step Rider, and then he took Enric Mas.
Yeah.
The year after, but he's incredible. I think that we are seeing genuinely an Eddie Merckx of the current era.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, if there
Was he
was
got 60?
if there had never been an Eddie Merckx, that name will be synonymous with cycling.
Yeah.
By the end of his career,
He will be like kids of my generation will view him
Absolutely.
as the greatest.
It's the
ever.
mark. It's
Yeah.
the mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has over 60 wins in the last 4 years as a pro.
It's
Wow.
he's ridiculous.
Speaking of
Yeah.
wins, I do have to finish out the news segment by saying Paris Tours, which I did not watch.
I did.
I haven't
It was awesome.
had a chance to see it, but oh my God, we had a freaking USA winner in the name of Riley Sheehan.
First and only.
First
Yeah.
and only.
Usually thought of as a sprinter's race, but with the additional gravel section has changed the dynamic. I only know Riley because I was at the U.S. Training Center with his dad.
Yeah.
With Clark. But holy crap, what a great, happy, pleasant surprise that was. I know very little about. I mean, Clark and I are friends on Facebook, and he is constantly talking about his kid. But I didn't know he was even with.
He's
Israel
a
Premier
stagiaire.
Tech.
He,
Yeah.
he was just a stagiaire. He
Yeah.
was just for a trial period. He actually was it the Denver Destroyers or whatever part of that.
Okay.
NCAA
Yeah.
team. So that's what his only contract really is with.
Should I mention he's had better results than Chris Froome, who rides for the same team and is making an
quad-
ass ton of money.
Yeah, maybe
That-
10 times more money.
That
Quad
guy
lock
needs
more
to
money.
retire.
He's not going to. He's riding another year.
Oh, can't wait to see him in the
Yeah.
end of the peloton every
Bruce,
time.
Bruce is
that
riding
dude.
another year.
Ow! Respect your elders.
Respect my elders. I'm sorry, but I'll respect when it's not always an ad. Like he's kind of made it a joke. I'm sorry, I'm getting
Yeah.
serious. But
Yeah, he did an ASMR, whatever
ASMR.
it is, ASMR video that was pretty funny the other day. But that's his highlight. That's his career highlight for the year. So,
it's disappointing.
yeah. Okay, we're moving on. We're gonna get on to you and I never communicated about a fit tip for this week. You never.
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, there
you've got
are-
one. You just
Yeah,
got
I
millions.
do. I have so many.
You're just full of them.
I'm full of them.
What's our tip for this week? Brought to
Full
you
of something.
by Ambassador Cycling. By the way, ambassadorcycling.com. I say get fit to get fit. I don't know if you like that catchphrase, but there we go.
I like that
It is a
catchphrase.
great way to make sure you do it. I have had 3 or 4 fits since I've known you. So it's not just a one and done.
That's nice. I've never been fit.
Really?
Well, that's because he wants you to
That
lose.
is not. There's photos of you being fit.
Oh, that was one time.
All right, don't believe anything.
What do you got for us, Sam?
Okay, so numb hands. I actually just had a fit this afternoon that the patient was like, "Oh man, I feel like I don't know if I'm too close or too low or what it is," but he was actually too far forward on the bike, and so that made it feel like he was like pushing down on it. So what we had to do was bring him back and down. So that is commonly like back on the saddle, right? Like we had to push the saddle back and then lower it. If you are too high and if you are too far forward, it loads you onto your hands. Gosh, bike fit's such a hard thing to describe on an audio.
Well, no, I know
But-
completely what you're
Yeah.
talking about. And my first immediate fear is what happens when you're sold a bike that's too short. You see a lot of these riders who are just like crunched up.
Oh, you just get them like a stem that I use.
Yeah, they're
like
just
14
they're
centimeters.
Well,
these
like that
insane
170 centimeter
Yeah.
or millimeter stem that
Yeah.
I saw earlier this year. You just do that. It's like it's an EF education bike.
Really?
But anyway, yeah. So there's only so much slack that you can have in your posterior chain, going from your ankles all the way up to your shoulder blades. So by doing that, if we can move you back on the saddle and down, it's going to unload the hands. When you lower the saddle, it essentially makes it feel like you're up higher with the hands. So yeah, it was. He didn't actually need to, necessarily like raise the bars way up, with some crazy 17-degree stem or anything like that.
That
It
was a trend for a while.
It was, yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Raise. I mean, it's like, oh, you have numb hands. Raise your bars up. It's like, no, that's a whole array of issues. Which, like, next week we can talk about shoulders because that's like usually it's like you raise those up and then you get shoulder issues.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's one of those things that, numb hands. Like a lot of it is you're weighted too far forward on the bike and too high.
Do you ever run into a situation where numb hands is just an equation to bad blood flow and
Yeah,
senior citizen?
Yeah, like thoracic outlet syndrome. I bet you if we did a test on everybody at the bar, which is just holding your hands up high and doing this, like within 30 seconds, all of our hands would be numb because
Really?
we're cyclists. And
Just
so
because
we're
what
just
we've
like,
done to ourselves.
Yeah,
I
we're
worked for
just-
30 years
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your hands don't go numb,
No,
or they
my
do?
shoulders. This shoulder's bad because
Yeah.
you pull wire, you drill, and you do everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I could probably keep it longer than anybody else.
Wow. David, you gonna laugh at that? He keep it longer than anybody else? You're not gonna laugh at that?
And I said I had a long stem. You didn't even laugh at that one.
Yeah.
He is afraid that he's going to get muted, like you're threatening.
Well,
earlier.
that's because his question's next, and we can bust his balls on this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh God.
So this week's Ask Dr. David came up with the concept and the term that I only know through movies of bicarbonate. Bicarbonate. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, but
Sodium bicarbonate.
you don't know anything about that.
I
besides
know
movies?
nothing about
You
it
don't-
other than the fact that old people in movies used it because their stomachs were upset. They would drink it or eat it.
It's a rising agent. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
So bicarbonate, what is it? What does it do? Should one actually take it? For what reason? How does the body generate it and use it? How do we monitor levels? Has anybody thought of
and
this
like the question
in their lives?
so the question like that I had to David, because this has been out there, is people like taking Tums and other, or spoonfuls of baking
bicarbonate?
soda.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Calcium carbonate is
yeah.
Tums.
But like taking that and basically to buffer lactic acid. So like there's talk that like with the hour record, people would like take spoonfuls of that because it would allow them to not produce as much lactic acid over that hour.
But there's a kickback on that. You shite yourself.
Gastric distress.
You screw yourself up.
This
big
can't be
time.
good. David, spill the beans or spill the poop.
Spill the poop. But sodium bicarb, it's baking soda, by the way. Like is another, like it's in baking soda. It's a sodium cation and then a bicarb anion. Bicarb itself is what buffers acid in the body. So like the kidneys are responsible for your pH balance, largely that and your respirations. But the kidneys do the bicarbonate balance and the acid balance, which is hydrogen ions or H+. So I feel like this came to be an idea because somebody knew just enough to come up with like a stupid idea. And it's that
God, you're such a nerd.
and it's that lactic acid.
Who are you talking to, yourself?
Him.
Yeah.
It's the lactic acid. It's an acid. It's produced in the peripheral tissues when you have like a demand-supply mismatch. So like you're asking a lot of your blood, like give me all this oxygen, but there's not enough oxygen there. And then the end product of anaerobic metabolism is lactic acid. And then the lactate itself produces an acidic environment. And so somebody thought, well, if I just take bicarb, then I will not have lactic acid production. But the buffering of the pH of your blood does not fix the fact that oxygen is not adequately supplied to those tissues. So I don't see any evidence that it would change the lactate produced during exercise. And then further, there's this oxygen dissociation curve that if,
Right.
I don't think anybody knows about this besides me.
I like it.
No, keep going.
I had a really dumb idea that
Okay.
I'll share shortly.
So the oxygen dissociation curve shifts one way or the other based off of multiple factors. So when you go to altitude, there's altitude training. You produce more of a molecule called 2,3-BPG. I might have gotten a letter wrong. Regardless, that helps your body offload oxygen at the tissue. Okay, so you produce more of that at altitude because of the demand. So your body's trying to like upregulate 2,3-BPG so that you can accommodate for the lower oxygen content at altitude. And then you go down to regular altitude and you have that left over. Well, the other thing is an acidic environment helps your blood offload oxygen. And so lactic acid, the acid produced at the muscles, is intentional by your body to help your blood offload oxygen. If you get too much and you have too much acid at the blood in the lungs, now you can't take on oxygen. So it is a fine balance, and that's why there's a point where you can't do it with anaerobic exercise. You just burn out. So all this to say, there's some small studies that say exercise under 4 minutes is benefited by bicarb loading, but they're horrible studies. I really don't see how it would benefit a cyclist whatsoever. And if it does, it's because you're taking sodium bicarb, which is the same as like a sodium chloride tablet, essentially. You're salt loading and getting more water into your muscles is what I can see in terms of evidence for using sodium bicarb. It's not going to help you. I don't know how it could help you with the hour record. Personally, I don't know how it would help you in a crit.
Track riders for doing a kilometer and stuff, that's when they're using it.
I could
for like a couple of minute effort.
Based off the studies I've seen, for some reason they don't have an explanation, but they're seeing some sort of increased like 4 minute effort.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but again, we don't know why. Is it just because you're taking sodium? Like, could it be achieved by a sodium chloride tablet? I don't know. And then maybe you wouldn't crap your brains out afterwards or have an upset stomach. So I mean, I don't think there's any benefit to it, especially for your average training ride or like I mean, your crits that are 90 minutes long. It's not going to help. Okay. I don't think.
God, I have so many questions.
Well, my main thing is especially since you brought up the shit factor.
Dumoulin.
All that.
No, yeah, it was Dumoulin. No, our next challenge is going to be the pack filler shit mile, which means we just load up on bicarbonate.
Yeah.
Was this your idea?
And see who shits first.
Yeah.
You ride until you shit, and whoever shits last wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
Until
really
you
good
shit
with the
your
white
chamois.
shorts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That way no one
can't
will be
even hide
cheating.
it. Yeah.
Train my
You
whole
would know.
life for
Oh
this.
nope. Look.
Yeah.
There's-
The other
there's
thing
some
I've
mark.
obviously come to another decision upon is that David needs a more warming light on his face.
Is
Yeah.
it pretty dark?
The
You look
light,
like a
no, the
vampire.
light I switched out is a little too
That's like a
lifeless.
Well, there's
4,000
not a lot of
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's
tone
kind
and-
of he hasn't really
I'm
seen
feeling
the light
kind
of
of like
day.
lifeless right
it's
now.
pretty
so
lifeless.
hang on.
No, that's even worse. Yeah.
Oh, here
That's
we go.
worse. So,
Well, now you
yeah.
take it from me, and I'm
Can
the,
you give
I'm
me
the
like
star.
a tanning
goddammit.
light so that maybe I could get some tan while I'm here?
There
since
it
I
is.
There we
can't get
go.
it
There
anywhere
we go.
else?
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
Yeah.
Da-ding.
You're glowing.
Now I'm in
Now
dark.
Now
you're
you're in the dark.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Put the cold shit on me. Or break it. Okay, we don't have time for the final pack filler picks this time because we can do the pack filler picks next week
'Cause
because we're
bicarb.
running out of time. And I was the one who picked them, so we can go from there. But we are going to go with the final K, the final question. Gentlemen, what's the dumbest fitness trend you ever fell victim to? For example, I'll give you some: spinning, Peloton, Pilates, aerobics, Taebo. And if so,
And bicarb.
if so, was there one you wish would come back? So, who has a fitness trend you fell victim to? Jackson, you haven't been on this around long enough to fall victim to many of them, but are there any that you were like, God, that was dumb, I shouldn't have done that?
No.
Soccer.
Yeah. Seriously. Which I hear that somebody's wife in the room still plays soccer,
Yeah.
and that'd be something that I'd be really, really willing to get back into.
Good
God,
cross
really?
training, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
hate
I love it.
I'd
Indoor.
play like an old
Indoor.
farts league.
I play indoor.
Yeah.
I play outdoor. It's funny because I had a sorry. This is a bit of a drawn out question. I'll go quick. I'll talk quickly. Somebody recently asked me if I had any coaching advice on somebody's kid that was playing, and I knew way more than I should.
Yeah.
and there's too much information up here to not use.
You
so
played it so long.
and I still study the game,
Yeah.
and so I think that it'd be something that I'd be interested in getting back into, even though
There's
it wasn't.
too many people that take it too seriously.
That's what's so fun
Like
about it.
road cycling.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the 5 people sitting at this bar.
Yeah, I know, but in soccer, I just had this conversation because with a patient, I was rehabbing their ACL from a soccer injury. He's
that's
35 and he was playing in a rec league. And like, there's something about being in your 30s and thinking you're going to be playing in the MLS next year.
Oh, that's every adult white male on the planet.
But that's what's fun about
They
the
all think they're 2 free throws away from a fucking NBA.
That's what's fun
contract.
about the game, though, and also cycling at the same time. It's
Yeah.
all about if you know the game well enough and you know where people are going to be. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the fittest, the strongest person on the field. You can just be better than them with game intelligence.
But you
Okay,
can still.
we got it.
Sorry,
We're
too
running
much,
out of
too
time.
much, too
We're
much,
running
too
out of time. Fitness trends that you fell victim to.
Bar
Does
class.
What bar? You did bar?
I went to bar with my sister once.
God, that light looks so much
Once.
better. on
Could
you.
not walk for a week.
I bet it was brutal.
They do all these tiny little movements, and I was like, "This is so dumb." And then I'm like shaking, and then the next day I just was like, "What in the
Why does
hell?"
it hurt to sit on the
happened?
toilet?
I can't move a dang muscle anywhere. Yes,
So it wasn't dumb. It was good.
No,
it just
hurt
kicked your
so
ass.
bad. I'll never go back. I went once,
Okay.
and I felt silly. It was a room full of mirrors, and I was like on a bar doing little dance moves.
Pirouettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet you were adorable. Paul, Sam.
I think that mine was like, pounding some creatine in the winter.
Oh,
Getting my gains on,
nice.
Yeah.
Get
Didn't do
bro.
a damn thing.
Yeah.
Water weight.
Water weight.
Straight
It
to
costs
your
you a lot
gut.
of money too.
Yeah.
Did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul.
No big chain ring from November to
I remember that.
yeah, till March. Yeah.
Or fixed gear training,
Yeah.
or hands in the drops.
That's
We had to
just
ride
dumb.
our whole our whole spring in the drops. Our coach would make us ride 3-4 hours in the drops.
53-17, Junior.
David's gonna pop. David's gonna pop. So, mine. I've honestly fallen for all of them. I did
Everyone out there.
I did aerobics in the 80s.
Of course.
Aerobics. My parents
water
would.
shoes?
You got the Jane Fonda.
No,
The VHS.
we did it at an athletic club here in town. It was the full on aerobics, and it was brutal. I did Taebo when Jackson was born. I bought the videotapes, and I did the Taebo thing. Brutal, super hard. I mean, when you're just like, there's one ab section where you're just like going, this tape is broken because it kept repeating. It was horrible. I did not do spinning. I did not do Peloton. but I did do like the training gears, and I did all that kind of stuff. I did fixed gear training in the winter out on the road. You're on a fixed gear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did all that shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't fall victim to that many.
Fixed gear, I will say something about fixed gear riding, is it is actually a brilliant thing that all cyclists should do because it teaches proper pedaling technique.
Yep.
And it teaches leg speed.
Yep.
And
But you
that's
should do
something
it on a
that's lost.
track
You can do it on the road.
if you have a brake, but not a
Well,
true
yeah,
fixed
we had
gear.
brakes.
Yeah, but like a lot
I'm
of
not,
the
this isn't what's
fixie
the movie
hipsters
Jackson?
have-
Premium Rush.
Premium Rush,
Yeah.
you know, where they're like going, "Oh my god, they're right. I don't need brakes.
Yeah.
Brakes are dangerous." It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We're coming to the end of a show. David, how did you do that so quickly?
Because he has a tiny tank.
Tiny tank.
No, because my prostate is young and healthy.
Dr. Tiny Tank has returned just in time for me to say thank you, everybody, for yet another week of the show. Our recommendations will come next week, although they are at the top of the website if you want to check those out. You guys, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
Thanks for buying us
yeah.
nice speaker things.
Yeah,
instead
thanks
of
for the
bikes.
beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the beer.
Speaker things?
Yeah, like these little like things that I'm talking into.
Microphones?
That. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You need to go back to NA beer. We'll catch you guys next week.